guys, it's Dwight. Welcome back to my studio. It's Friday and today we're going to do another pour. I'm going to be using a repurposed canvas. It's a 36 by 24. Now, I want to go back and tell you a little bit about what happened to my last painting. It was beautiful. I loved it. I love the colors that I used. However, what ended up happening, if you go back and see the time-lapse part, which is right before the walkthrough, that on the left-hand side, the paint shifted and pooled. And so what happened as it dried, the cells got really elongated. So what that says to me is that I left too much paint on the canvas. I know I used a lot of black. I think I used more than I typically use because my puddle paints, I had quite a lot. I had close to 30 ounces of puddle paints. So I had more than I needed. So I'm gonna do a redo. I've sort of re-leveled my canvas. I've painted over the pour and I let it dry a couple of days and everything looks pretty level. So something to think about moving forward is always when you repurpose a canvas. I don't know if you remember a few months ago, I did a pour on a repurposed canvas and I talked about how where the weight of your paint ends up, sometimes it may be heavier than on the other side of the canvas where the paint was moved from. And so I think that's what can happen and may have happened on this canvas. So hopefully I've got it level now. I've sprayed the back again, I've tightened it up. I also used a heat gun on the top when I repainted it to tighten it up. I've done that. I found that works really well. The other thing to think about when you're doing a painting is color. Like, how do you know which colors to use? Now, it's really important if you don't know your color wheel is to get a color wheel. There are a bunch of them out there that are really simplistic and you can easily just look at the color wheel and figure out which paints are going to go together. The best ones are the ones that go side by side. If you're choosing colors that are opposite on the color wheel, you take the risk of getting muddy colors, like say for instance, red and green. That's not going to go well together. Or purple and yellow, sometimes that doesn't go well. It doesn't mean you can't use it in your pour, but you have to put something in between those layers so that it separates those two and they don't mix. So today what I'm doing is I'm going back to using the colors that I used in the last pour, red, purple, blue, and sort of like a peacock blue, which is sort of like a greenish blue. And I'm going to pour them in order. I'm going to start with red on the bottom, purple, blue, and then the teal or the peacock blue. And I'm going to use white in between the layers to help separate, but also to help with any transparency to let the colors be bright. Yeah, so we're going to do a dump and swirl, my favorite, and I'm going to get the paints mixed and get the canvas and everything ready. And yeah, we'll get started in just a second here. Take care. Hey guys, I'm back. I mixed my paints. Just a quick walkthrough to show you what I'm using. Here's my canvas. It is a 36 by 24. It's nice and taut, so I have got it, I think, in a good place where there won't be any puddling or pooling. So I'm going to start off with the puddle of this white. It's DecoArt's Dazzling Metallics White Pearl with some Artist Loft Soft Body White mixed with 2 to 3 parts floetrol and Drizzle Liquitex Pouring Medium water to thin. And then this red right here is Festive Red, and it's DecoArt's as well. Dazzling Metallics. These are all metallics today, and they are all DecoArt's. This is Purple Pearl, and this is Ice Blue, and then Peacock Pearl, and then last but not least is my dump paint, and that is Artist Loft Soft Body Black. So we're gonna get started here in a second. I'm just gonna paint the edges and the corners a little bit, and we'll get going. So we'll see you in a second. Okay guys, here I am back with the final wet results. So this time around, I used the right amount of paint because when I was tilting it a little bit to move it around during the time lapse, the paint wasn't moving. So that's a good thing. So that means it's going to dry quickly and it's going to dry pretty much as is. And the other thing I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the video is I didn't use watermelon. I didn't have that color available. So I just used the red, the purple, and the two blues. So the other thing I wanted to point out too, it sort of makes me chuckle, is I tend to be a creature of habit and I tend to tilt the same way over and over. So I end up with my negative space on the side or sometimes down in this corner. So I promise next time I'll try to do it a little bit differently to try to get the negative space somewhere else, this side or up in here. So let's move in. Let me show you some of the cells. I do like, believe it or not, the pink. I think it turned out great, and I'm glad this corner filled in. I was a little concerned. I still may go in and touch up to highlight some of the colors in here to make sure they stand out. Yeah, just look at all those. Let me just move in. Look at those. It's kind of worth just slowing down and looking at it, isn't it? Yeah, I love Deco Arts. They work really, really well in this type of pour. Let me show you the blues up here. I'm also glad that my window's in the way. Let's move over here and see. I'm glad for this section right in here because I want to go and highlight that as well since it's in the middle of the negative space and some of the pink along the corner. So yeah, the color turned out great. Again, just move in. Show you all the detail. Yeah, awesome. So again, I will go in once it's dry, clean up some of the shady area in there, highlight some of the little dots using the same color. I'm not going to redo it, and just kind of fill in some of the blues in here, and that should be it. Okay guys, thank you so much, and I'm going to be doing another one this weekend. I'm probably going to be using the Hippie Crafter paint. They sent me a box of paints and wanted me to do a product review. I did one about a year ago and I was doing pearl pours at the time. And you can find that one somewhere in my catalog of videos. So guys, you guys take care. We'll see you in a couple of days. Have a good one.